almost 15 years ago, I made the commitment to live a life of integrity, which essentially meant I'm not going to tell any more lies. I'm not going to cheat. I'm not going to steal. But that journey hasn't been as simple as just not telling lies. And the recognition in that is that in the old life that I used to live, where I was telling all these little lies all the time, nothing dramatic, but just all these little tiny lies all the time, every one of those had a karmic consequence that I was unaware of. And now the big change that's happened for me is that if I step out of integrity and I become aware of it, like for example, I just recently give the nod of approval to something that didn't have integrity, and immediately I paid the karmic consequence. This was happening to me all the time. And this is why my life was kind of miserable in the past, is I was doing all these tiny little things that were outside of integrity, and I was paying the price. Like I was just paying the price over and over and over again. And now when I step out of that, and now I'm living pretty much a 99% life of integrity at all times, every now and then when I step out of it, I recognize how huge the consequence of doing that is. And then the second part is recognizing that there's layers of integrity. The first one begins with not telling lies. Then the recognizing in that is that not telling lies also goes to not people pleasing, right? It's like if someone says, hey, do you want to do this? And you say yes, even though you don't, that's a lie. The other one is giving the nod of approval, which I just did, and I paid the karmic consequence. Giving the nod of approval to other people that are out of integrity, but you're giving the nod of approval because you're getting something from it. Once you realize that all of these misalignments with integrity, stepping out of integrity, have a dramatic karmic consequence, you will want to go down that same road that I did, which is to stay in alignment, stay on the path of living an integrous life. And then the great thing that comes from this is that you feel like a good person. You feel like you are deserving of the success and the abundance and the joy that inevitably flows into your life when you finally get in alignment with integrity.